This,
And
there's my big hand. Hold on a minute.
Sean, are you down in the goat shed in the pissing rain?
They're surrounded by goats, John.
in the house. Am I there? Can you hear
Well,
me?
we can't see you yet, but
You're invisible.
Your still picture is up, Sean.
yeah.
Lads, am I showing up any picture of this blank screen, is it?
Blank now.
Blank, yeah.
James, yeah.
There's two Seans.
Yes,
That might be the problem.
Too many Seans.
the cloning. If I muted this one and I find... Is that better? Can you hear me now?
I can.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
You can see your picture. So,
Made a 4. I like that.
I can.
Oh, there's somebody else. Hello.
Jane. And hi, Jane.
How are you keeping?
Very good, James. How are you?
Not too bad now, not too bad at all.
Lovely evening.
Oh, yeah. Good sake, huh? I know, I was asking about going up into the park actually to do it, but I said, no way, it's pouring rain outside.
Yeah.
it's shocking down here too, James. Rotten.
That's the way it is, isn't it? That's
cold as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
The past couple of days were so nice. You know?
I know, we were lucky, weren't we, actually, yeah. Yeah, so I can't wait now till the inter-county travel opens up. We'll be down to Kerry like a shot now for about 2 weeks.
I'd say there'll be a fair few gunning to leave the big smoke.
Yeah. What size? No, that's it. Is that me? Oh, hold on now.
Are you on your phone, Shawnee, or a computer?
James, I can see you now. There you go.
Computer.
Very good.
And if you tap, now you've muted yourself. I think. Oh, there. I think you're coming through slowly.
Slowly but surely.
Sean, we see you now.
I think what we'll have to do is record this ourselves and put it out there because I can't, it won't let me connect to the YouTube thing.
Well, there's a little sign of mine that says live, so
Yeah.
it's going to the summer, is it?
I know. I wonder, is there anybody
We hope no one's watching anyway.
No, well, they get a laugh.
Since we're all farting around, we don't know what we're doing.
And we're live now on YouTube, lads, yeah.
No.
There you are.
Oh, very good.
Are we?
It says live, yeah. On something on a custom live streaming service.
Oh, very good. So welcome everybody. I don't know if you can see me or
You
not.
did it, John. You did it.
I know.
You kind of did it. You're gone again. Your picture's gone again, though.
Yeah. It is,
But sure, we can hear you.
mute my audio. Stop video. So welcome everybody. I believe we're live on YouTube. And welcome. I said, you know something, it has been, there's Katie, it's been hell on earth to get here. So I don't know if you can hear me or see me, but we're here. And this is the first program of Ivara, My Home. And it's just about Ivara and all the wonderful things that go on here and the wonderful people that have made it their home, or it has been their home, or just that idea of Ivara their home. So I'll introduce Katie McMahon first. She can say a little bit about herself.
Hello. I'm Katie McMahon, and I know Sean from the youth club bus. Is the first time we met, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking that, yeah.
Yeah, and we'd go down to Row and dance.
I
on the
was
harp.
just thinking that was the biggest Green Row hotel. Johnny, you would have been there as well.
Yeah, spill the beans now, Sean.
It was the good old days.
My God,
Back
it
in
was.
the day, Katie, yeah.
You could really do a whole program on that, on the Green Row hotel.
You could.
Absolutely.
But you'd have to say what happens in Rian Row stays in Rian Row, or what?
In Green Row, yeah.
Like as if it's Vegas.
It was. And it was like those nights and the bands that were used to come there were really big bands.
God, I can't remember. Were they?
Laurie Hart. Can you remember any, Johnny? Billy Bullman.
Jesus. It's going back a bit now, Sean.
Laurie Hart.
Yeah.
Another. I'm sure Chips were there or something like that, or the Indians.
Oh, I remember the Indians being there, Sean. Yeah.
Yeah. If I knew Hamlet as good.
I know.
But Katie,
back in the day.
You have been coming all your life, I suppose, really, Katie, to Ivara.
Almost, yeah. We got here by accident. My uncle was from Canada, was looking for a house, and my parents were looking for him, and they came across this fella in Shneem who said, "I've a sneaky feeling you like this one." And they weren't really looking at all, and they absolutely fell in love with the house. And I think it's supposed to be 250 years old at the start, anyway. And brought me there. I was 6, and I was determined they were going to buy it. And I thought we were moving down here for months, and I had no idea it was just going to be a holiday home at the start. And I was kind of sad and excited at the same time. So, but we spent our summers, winters, Easters here, and then my parents moved down here and live here permanently. And then I've been coming. I live in America normally, and been coming every summer. And then this last summer, I wasn't going to come at all because of COVID. And then I live in Minneapolis, and we had the murder of George Floyd and a lot of violence near us. And I just thought, I got to get out of here. This place is mad. And came here for the summer. And then we decided the COVID was great here at the time, and it was terrible in America. So we said, we put the kids into school for the year here. So been here nearly a year now, the longest I've actually been here. Absolutely love it. Fantastic. Brilliant.
Yes, I remember you were saying when you were a child, your parents were saying you were coming to the Wild West.
That's right. You remember that? Yeah, I thought, God, it's going to be cowboys and everything. It's going to be amazing.
You met a few of them.
And there were Mick Murphy, Jeannie Mackers. We had a cowboy here.
And Johnny, sorry, Katie. Johnny, you live in Ballinskelligs as well. Came from Ballinskelligs?
Came from Ballinskelligs, but subsequently live in the Glen now.
That's it. Not too far, like a different direction. Bolus,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's about 4 or 5 kilometers, I suppose, from Ballinskelligs up towards Kilreely, right to the very top of Bolus Head. My God,
you wouldn't want to miss the bus some evening, or.
Well, Sean, there's no fear because there's no buses going up there. You have to walk it, or cycling.
Yeah,
you're stuck there.
God, yes.
There was no options like that, Sean.
Yeah. And I'm thinking over the weeks and months, I'm going to have to come up with a jingle, to say, I have a cousin here. Hiya, James. How's it going, James Grantfield?
Thank
Same to you, only over the road from me.
That's all only over the road.
Yeah. And you're in Dublin now?
Yeah, I'm in Dublin at the moment. Yeah, I'm working up here. So I haven't got home now as much as I'd like to because of COVID. So hopefully now when the inter-county travel opens up there now, next week or the week after, I'll head away home there for 2 weeks hopefully now and catch up,
That'd be great. And we have another James as well, James Murphy from Portmagee. How's it going, James?
All good in Portmagee. Can't complain. I'm having a good time online this weekend. But,
yes, you've been busy.
The weather was good up until today, but today's.
But today's a day for being inside, I believe, and watching on screen.
Probably a day for watching Star Wars, Sean.
Yeah, that's it.
Sean,
May the 4th. Star Wars weather.
That's it.
Yeah. And what's been happening for May the 4th? Now, normally you've had great years along.
Yeah, well, in 2019.
Here's my daughter just wants to say hello for a second.
Hi, Rachel. How's it going?
She's going, my mom's made dinner in the other house, so she has to go.
All right.
And we had our Star Wars marathon already. We started with the Phantom Menace today. My son has become obsessed again with Star Wars, which is great. So We were
There we
doing
go.
that. We'll probably do more tomorrow.
Oh, very good. And James is the man to talk to. He's for Star Wars Anonymous now at this stage.
Oh, very good. I'll let him know.
Anything
So
you need to know.
Yeah. Is there stuff Katie's son could do online now, James?
Yeah, absolutely. The main push this year was to create a viable website for the festival kind of going forward. In 2019 was the last physical festival. We obviously had to cancel last year. But on the website, there's a kids corner with how to build costumes, how to draw the characters, and yeah, lots and lots to do on the website. And that's going to be there for the next 5 years. We have it paid for. So
what's the web address there for that?
It's May the 4th, bewitchoufestival.com, and that's the 4th, the numerical 4.
Oh yeah.
TH.
Oh, very good. There we go. So, James, you have a great passion and a great eye for photography.
I do, yes.
Yes, and I have to ask you, you take such fantastic wildlife photos. I think that because you've had a load of photos on the television, on the the weather programs and things like that. And most of those would have been the wildlife, would they?
Yeah, the wildlife ones mainly. Yeah, I've got a few now of the skelligs at home as well, of course.
Yes, and there's an iconic one with that orange sky. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so just between that now and wildlife, it's my passion now. Let's say outside of work, and I saved up there for a new camera and lens there a few months back as well now, so it helps big time now with the wildlife, And
excellent. Because I was going to ask that, like, do you have to sit and hide and kind of contemplate waiting, or do you just take your chances?
Well, it's a bit of both, really. You know what I mean? So sometimes, yeah, just the look of the draw, really, it's you're there at the right time, at the right place. Other times, then you have to kind of wait and basically, let's say, just hope that it shows up after a few hours of waiting, So
yes.
So yeah, it just depends. There's one there now in a river nearby, so trying to catch a shot of the kingfisher, let's say, for instance. So we'd have to wait there for ages, just hoping we'd land on a certain branch and have the camera ready and the tripod and the whole shebang, just waiting to go. And some days it's unlucky, you might get anything. Another day you might get lucky then, But
and then when you're lucky, you seem to be very lucky. When you're lucky, you seem to be very lucky because it's almost like it's kind of wildlife photography, but it's almost like you're taking portraits of the animals.
Yeah, well, that's my goal all along. I like to get a nice up-close shot, like, and plenty of detail and color, and just a good photo that really showcases the animal itself, let's say, And
yeah,
I've been doing it years now, I suppose. My dad had a camera in his hand growing up as well, and a camcorder doing all the local stuff around the village as well, and I kind of picked it up from there.
Mike has loads of stuff, like an archive, really, of footage and stuff like that. What would have been your first photos that you took that you really felt, this is it now?
Oh, geez, it's been a load now, but I suppose ones of the skelligs, I suppose. I took one there before over in Foilhumber Bay in Valencia, looking out towards the skelligs, on a summer's day. And that really kind of cemented for me, the colours and just everything about it, The skelligs especially is a mystical place, and it's fantastic for photography, absolutely,
That's it. All of us have grown up in the shadow of the skelligs and seeing the skelligs, and it is, I suppose that someday we can talk about all the different, like there's Iveragh, there's Southwest Kerry, there's the Skellig Ring, there's the Skellig Coast, and they all fit in with each other, but it all hinges really on that peninsula looking out onto the Skelligs. It's like the candle and the flame. But
it's a framed one. That's the one now around about there of the actual.
Oh yeah.
That's
fabulous.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, no, as I said, it's just that one now. Just as I said, I had an app on the phone to track where the sun would set at a certain time, a certain day over the year, and where it had to be standing. And it was up there just beyond Finian's Bay, let's say. And that's where I was standing out to get the shot. Freezing cold now, but I got the shot,
Yes. Oh, very good.
Technology.
That's it.
God, yes. It is amazing, isn't it? I was just thinking this evening, and I suppose I'm nearly answering the question myself, but do animals know the weather? Like, you know, the way we people read the signs of the weather and they know what it's going to be like. Do animals do that as well?
Good question.
Because I'm just thinking, like, do the goats, if the goats could talk, could they say, we're going into the shed tonight and we're staying there? You know?
I'd say they know better than us, actually, don't they, really?
They
Like
probably
the birds
like,
making the nests and all that. They seem to have a
and
better
air
handle on it.
pressure.
Yeah.
They must
Look
know,
at birds
like,
and all that, how they can predict the weather, you know.
yeah, and is it migration or you get slaughtered? No, this is what they're emigration, migration, what do they do? The traveling, going south for the winter and whatever, you know, they know that. So they probably know about air currents and all that kind of thing, probably better than we do, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say, we don't know the half of it, I'd say, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, possibly.
You'd be watching them and stuff like that. And James, John, you've been traveling as well. You've always been in Bolus. You didn't go from Bolus to the...
Yes, Sean, I left Bolus at an early age. So I suppose I always wanted to be a chef. So I trained as a chef in Rockwell Catering College in Tipperary. And that was back in 1983, actually.
Wow.
So then I kind of went from there. I moved to Switzerland then for a year to get international experience. I then came back from Switzerland because I had a year's contract there. And then I started in the Savoy in London. I spent a year there. And whilst working there, I applied for my green card, and I was lucky enough to get my green card for America. So I went off to America, landed a job at the Ritz-Carlton and in Boston, first of all, and then transferred to Laguna Niguel in Southern California. I was there for 3-4 years, and then moved to another place, the La Costa Resort and Spa, which is another renowned place. So I moved around a lot in California. And believe it or not, this year I met my wife, who comes from over the hill here. So long story short, we kind of moved home, got married, was working Mount Juliet as head chef for a couple of years, and then we moved off to the Caribbean. So I spent 5 years in the Caribbean in Barbados, and working between Barbados and Antigua. So that was good.
Wow. I've always been like a yo-yo. Wherever I go, I just keep coming back, and I go somewhere else and I keep coming back.
I know, returning to the homeland, yeah.
Yes, so now I've just decided I'm staying here. It's much easier, you know. Katie, would you have, living here full-time now for the year, would you kind of discover things differently or seen things differently?
I don't know, it's nice to have the time to even just to sort of connect with my parents more. Like when we're here in the summer, it's an awful rush. Sort of there's so much going on and so many people to meet and the beach and all that every day. And so it's been nice just to be a bit slower. And I haven't been here for spring or Christmas since I'm in my 20s. Yes. So that's been, and even though this was probably the worst year to be here for the winter in a way, you'd think, I thought it was fabulous. I loved it. I loved the pace. And of course, the sort of presence of the landscape is just like, it's fantastic. Like it really is. Like, I do feel sorry for a lot of the Americans if they're not somewhere as beautiful as this. Like, just it's such a huge thing in your life, and that's been really inspiring. I love it. So I'm planning to go back in August, but I'm kind of sad, you know. Yeah, and I know you're like yourself. I'm definitely going to end up here more, and eventually, I'd say this is the spot for me for sure. But yeah, I've traveled a whole ton as well. Kind of just did the round. Yeah,
I can't.
Riverdance in America.
I don't think I can share my screen, but when I'm editing all this together, I'm going to put in your video there because, and I remember speaking to you in Dublin when I lived there. I called over to your apartment or flat or whatever it was, your rooms, and you were chatting about this new project you were involved in. And it was going to be like while they were talking up the votes for the Eurovision.
Yeah.
And we were talking, I remember we were saying, God, Eurovision can be a bit tacky, and it was like, but this could be good. And it was, you know, And it was, I suppose that night changed your life, Katie, did it?
Oh God, yeah. And we hadn't a notion that it was going to be as well put together as it was. Like
Yes,
we were rehearsing
we better
Riverdance.
we better say what it is. You
Yeah,
are
Riverdance.
you are the voice of Riverdance. You are that first. It still sends shivers down my back when you walk out there and you throw the ball on the pitch.
What Jules I did by.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it was really and like the rehearsal for it was about a week long or something for our little bit that we did in it. And we'd no clue that it was going to be as great as it was. We like the words were strange, and then you had this blondie fella with the mullet, bouncing around the place. So that was Michael Flatley, and it all just looked like, oh God, what's this going to be? And of course, it was just a huge deal on the night, and the fact that it turned into a big tour was also amazing, an amazing experience going all over. We went Australia and America several times, and England, and mighty.
It was.
What flat do you like to work with?
I liked working with Flatley because he wasn't really over us as singers, really. Okay. So we'd never have any sort of moments, but I thought he was an amazing talent, very hardworking. Like he wouldn't ask anyone to do something he wouldn't do himself. And he was quite old at the time as for a dancer. Like he was in his 30s, and he really he was working, and they said, you're not going to be able to walk if you don't take it easy. And like in your later years, and he says, I don't care about that. I'm just going to do what I got to do now. And yeah, he was a great performer. Like out of all of them that did that role, he really connected with the audience in a very, very strong way, and I haven't seen him for years. Like it was weird because he was supposed to come back to the show in England after we'd done it a year, and then they couldn't work the contracts out. So all of a sudden he was gone, and we never saw him again. One of the dancers ended up marrying him though. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is. And you've another beautiful song, because when I was in America, when I was in Connecticut, I was working in my cousin's Irish gift shop, which we did another program on. And it was over Christmas. Was it over Christmas? Yeah, it was over Christmas. And so they had they had their music playing. And I said, I know somebody who sings a beautiful winter song. And my God, Katie, it is one of my favorite songs there. In winter snow.
Oh yeah, Winter, Fire and Snow.
Yeah. Which
was written by Brendan Graham, who's the same lad who won the Eurovision that year that Riverdance was on it as well. He's become a good friend of mine as well.
And it's still, and so and every time it played, somebody in the shop would go, "Oh my God, that's such a lovely song," and the voice is so iconic. Well, individual, I suppose.
It's so.
As Judge Judy would say, M is not an answer. But no, but it's very individual. You'd know it straight. Distinctive, I suppose. Distinctive. You'd know it. I don't.
Did you always go, that's my friend?
Yeah, totally.
You did great.
I know her.
I know her. She's my friend. I go drinking with her now.
Yeah, in Rain Row. And James Murphy, you're back from Dublin. How long are you back now?
I am back 4.5 years now.
Wow.
I came back to raise my family, so I can easily tell because it's the age of my son. He was moved home a month before he was born.
Oh, very good.
Back to the homestead, which was brilliant. I enjoyed my time in Dublin, but I think I'm a home bird through and through, so it was always the plan.
Better with life down here, isn't it?
Yeah. You can't
for kids, I mean,
yeah, brilliant place for kids. I mean, really just gorgeous.
You know where they are, and that
Yeah, they can't really get anywhere if they can't drive. So
yeah.
So my whole life is driving now, but anyway.
When they can drive, by God, do we explore the place?
We do, don't we? We keep filling up the car.
As soon as you get that license at 17 or whenever the hell you get your license.
18,
27.
You've found
37.
Yeah. I still haven't got it. I only had my provisional all along.
Jesus, Sean, you'll get caught one of these days.
No, I had to start driving. But
I know the feeling of Dublin. Like, I've been up here now, I suppose, myself nearly 4 years now, but it's a different way of life in Dublin too. It's more rushed pace of life, you know.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing like Linton and Kerry at all, and that's why I miss this. And I get home as much as I can. Every opportunity just to go home. You just can't beat the seaside, the fresh sea air, just the scenery, everything. You know, the creamy pint of Guinness and the fisherman's bar. I miss that now.
No.
Yes. But I think Beatrix likes this as well, James. Your fiance likes it as well down here.
She does indeed, 100%. Yeah. So as I said, we get as much as we can every time, and she's from Spain now, from a seaside village near Spain as well. So it's a lovely place over there, different way of life again as well, you know. But as I said, Dublin is just a bit more. It's more rushed, you know. It's more manic up here, you know.
3 holidays in Spain for everybody.
Yeah. And I think as well, James, in Dublin, there's I think anyway, when I lived in Dublin, it was great for a while. I didn't know anybody, and it took a while to break into click. Like, you kind of think, oh, everybody's in a clique up here, and then you become part of a clique and you don't look out anymore, and you've great fun. But then after a while, that fun drains away and you're just another cog in the wheel, you know.
Yeah, it's just look, I mean, it's nice here. We live beside the parks up here. We're lucky enough beside Phoenix Park now, we're gardens, and that's a godsend because we get to walk every single day because of COVID now. My hours are cut from work with 50%, you know. So I'm off now. So instead of hanging around the apartment all day long, I have to get out and about. So obviously, I have the camera with me, and I get out now for sunrises, for photography, for wildlife, and that's one thing. Parks nearby and the River Dodder as well, where I go to a lot now,
which is great. And where can people find your photography, James?
Well, Facebook. I have a Facebook page, James Granfield Photography on Facebook now, and the same on Instagram, James Granfield on Instagram as well. And
you had a calendar. Calendar.
Yeah. In the French is calendar.
All right, yeah. And in Kerry too.
The calendar. Just
the calendar boy. But I decided that was last year because I had so many photographs taken over the years, thousands of photographs. I said, right, I want to put them to good use. So I said, right, it was just a trial thing. I said, I'll make a calendar or this year for people to see would be interested. And they were a great hit. So I must say now I'm going to start making them again later on this year for next year and getting them out there as well, you know. And I must say now they come out well. I was very happy with them, yeah.
Excellent. You know? And James Murphy, how's everything going with Portmagee Whiskey and Visitor Centre?
Not too bad, but we're obviously a bit slowed down because of COVID. We're a year behind, but we won't complain. Everyone's in the same boat. So, I mean, I think once the building kind of restrictions lift there this in the next week or so, we'll be gun ho, and we have a crowd scheduled in for the 1st of June to put up our geodesic domes where the same boat experience will be held. So we have to get
ready for them.
Clicking very fast.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with a ruse of like kind of putting them off track for a while while you're getting ready.
No, it's all going well, Sean. Like, we don't have any date set for opening yet. We're not going to open for this summer or anything, I would say, but certainly next summer now we'll be ready to launch full time. It'll be a good asset for Portmagee to market itself as well. So fingers crossed, everything goes to plan. Actually, John, it was interesting to hear. You said you were in Barbados for a while, were you?
I was, yes, 5 years, yeah.
Yeah, because we finished the whiskey here in Barbados rum casks. So we'll have to be we'll be making a trip to Barbados ourselves at some stage when.
My God, we'll be arriving into Bridgetown.
Yeah, I'll have to give you a call beforehand.
There you go. Give directions.
Tell me the good spots to hit.
We can all do a trip to Barbados, you know.
That's it, a big.
Let's
good
make
places
it.
To eat as well, of course, James.
Yeah.
Say again, John.
The good places to eat as well.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine. So. I'd imagine so. And any part of that direction of the world is fantastic. I'd imagine.
Fresh, yeah.
Vegetables and hanging fruit, and I'd
There you
imagine
go.
it's paradise.
And barrels.
Yeah, great stuff.
And barrels.
So during the week, Johnny, I visited Johnny, and I was covered in PPE from the head to the toe, and we observed all restrictions.
I thought you said you were covered in pee from head to toe, and I was like, oh my God, Sean.
I did there for a second.
PPE.
What were you doing?
PPE. PPE.
There you go. You have to be very careful how you
I
pronounce
know.
PP.
I'll have to use them. What's the thing underneath? You know, the writing, the subtitles.
Yeah, yes, you will. I think definitely.
And I filmed Johnny making a beautiful summer salad, so I'll put that on the edited version with everything together. And just, I suppose, if I asked everybody just before we finish up, what Iveragh means to them now after lockdown, who'd like to start?
Well, I suppose it's a haven to look forward to getting out. Let's say for me, for Dublin now, to get home again, like,
Yeah,
you know, it's just a break from up here, and that's why, you know, as much as I can, I used to try and get home. Obviously, with COVID now, I couldn't get home at all really for months on end, you know. But as of now, I suppose with the inter-county travel opening back up again, as I'll be going home again for 2 weeks there in May now, so, and I can't wait for it now. It's just everything there. It's just the seaside, the scenery, the people. It's a mixture of everything, really, you know. And especially around the area there, in Carsavine and Valentia Island, I just love the walks, you know, up around into Finian's Bay, Kerry Cliffs, you name it. Like, and I never ever get sick of it, no matter how many times I go home, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to back that up by saying it's the appreciation for the small things. I find the things that were at our doorstep that we took for granted, and now all of a sudden we can take a step back and say, "Whoa, geez, I must go there. I've never went there yet." Or, like you said, there, the Kerry Cliffs. You know, there's so much to explore in our own backyard, so to speak. You know.
Yeah, and for me, I don't know. I just feel it's like my soul's home. This place is just fabulous. It's been great to be here with my parents, and I mean, I come back all the time, so I love it. You know, I can't say a bad word about it. The smell of the air is great as well, and the way the weather is so exciting. Like, I grew up in Dublin, and it's often that kind of white cloud kind of thing, where it's just like paper the sky. And here it's, you know, even if it's awful like today, tomorrow could be gorgeous. Like, you just wouldn't know, you know. So I love that about it.
It's dramatic, you know.
Dramatic, the word.
Yeah, that's the stormy weather down there. You know, even the stormy weather, just to go up with the cliffs and see the waves crashing in, the power of the waves, the energy. You know what I mean?
Good, like, yeah.
Down by the Valentia Lighthouse now, for instance, or coming to Finian's Bay, watching the surfers as well. You know, but it's I think the weather, you know, it's dynamic. It adds more to, even for me, for photography as well. You know, it adds to it as well.
You know the saying, James, there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad clothing.
That's it. Our leaky Wellingtons, Johnny, which I have at the moment.
Yeah,
I have leaky Wellingtons at the moment.
You get a cold out of that, Sean.
I know.
To go into Corkery's now, they have them there.
That's it. Oh, I know. I'd go through Wellington.
Other places are available.
Do you remember the shop? What was that one in Carsavine where you used to be able to buy the pint of Guinness and your wellies for the year? McDonald's or something like that?
The Gunners, was it the Gunners?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember. That was brilliant. My parents loved that. They'd go for the pint and we'd get the kids would get the wellies, you know.
The whole lot together. Yeah. The bare necessities of life.
Everything you want.
That's it. James Murphy, any ideas of Ivara to you now over lockdown? How do you see it?
Yeah, I guess it just became more of a paradise because I guess to ourselves for a whole year. Like, it's a tourist haven, so I grew up in the B&B. I've only known the place crowded with people and strangers and visitors, which I loved. Like, I mean, I remember going back to the village of Portmagee as a young lad and torturing the tourists and entertaining them in my head, but I'm sure I was just annoying them. But, you know, we grew up with it just like that. And this is the first time there's a whole generation of us who have never experienced it other than that. And this is the first time that I went back to village, it's empty, or into Carsavine and it's just quiet, and you go to all the spots that you've brought your friends from Dublin. Like every time you come down, you bring a friend and you show them all the spots over and over again. But now it's the first time where it's like, it's just me and my home.
Yeah.
Me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I. Yeah, that's it. So it became more of a paradise, I think, for me. And I'll be happy for it to open up again. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of enjoyed the year in some respects. I got to enjoy our home in a way we never did before.
I think that's it. And for me, it was really creating a slow lifestyle, creating a timetable. Like, because we'd nothing to do, we had to stretch all the good stuff out for the whole day. And now that reality is coming back, I'm really in conflict, because I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm doing all the nice things, But I just,
You don't want it to end.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I think I was made for lockdown. But anyway, it's just to keep the balance of, to keep all those lovely things that I've created, simple things like everybody said, and just appreciating what's around with the whole reality that's pouring in now as well. But look, there's going to be loads going on. And what I really hope now, and I didn't get it together for this week or this episode, is that we would now have a What's On in Ivara. So if anybody's listening and there's something happening in the next 2 weeks or the next month, please let us know, because we might do it every 2 weeks. We'll see how it goes, or just once a month. So if there's anything coming up, any events or anything, please private message Ivara, my home. Thank you ever so much for everybody joining me. I will edit this now and put in all our routines along the way and our images and stuff like that. Thank you again, everybody.
I'd just like to say a special thank you to you, Sean. You put a lot of work into this. And you came to my house and we filmed the lovely salad we made. And so again, it's much appreciated, all the emphasis you put on it. So thank you, Sean.
Oh, you're very welcome, Jamie, because I'd really like this to be a little voice of Ivara, the voice of don't mind the little now, a voice for Ivara, and that people who've lived here, people who appreciate it, people who are away can come here. You can see what's going on. And I think as well, that's come out of lockdown as well. If we didn't have lockdown, I don't think I'd have the confidence to do something like this, because everybody was looking to the slick side of the world, where now it's coming much more to the more homegrown, the vernacular type, and I think that's important as well.
Brilliant.
So keep watching the space, guys, and we'll talk to you very soon. Slán and Ishka.
All right, thanks, Sean. See you soon.
Thanks,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.